everyone, and welcome to this super new moon broadcast. We're going through a very intense time of a big change, and we have just gone through what Celtic celebration of Samhain, which is really about the end of the harvest and the season of harvest, the harvesting time, and the beginning of a dark time where we stay there waiting for the new to rise, for a new energy, to come up and to be completely manifested on the 21st of December at the time of the winter solstice. The winter solstice this year is very special because we are going to have the official beginning of what is called the official start of the age of Aquarius. The new is really coming, and 2020 is the year where we have through a lot of intense energy. We have an ending and a gestation of the new time. So Aquarius is new future, changes, new vision, humanity, brotherhood, and so on. And we all are going to go to that, and we are really facing a very challenging time. The majority of the countries in the world are going through really lockdowns, but what is really deeply happening is really the ending of the old world and the way we used to consider and experience and live the old world. And Scorpio, the scorpionic moon, is going to enhance and support that process, because Scorpio is a sign, fixed water sign, an autumn water. But it is also an energy of transformation, endings, healing. Okay, because we don't know very well, but Scorpio, we know the energy of Scorpio simply as Scorpio, but the highest aim of Scorpio is to go through a huge transformation, to rise from its own cinders, because it's the highest aspect, esoteric aspect of Scorpio is the phoenix, and the phoenix rises from its own ashes. Our mind, our logical mind, is going to test us. And then also, Scorpio is called, generally called the experience, the battlefield, because Scorpio is used to be ruled by Mars, and Mars is still one of the ruler of Scorpio because it's the esoteric ruler. The traditional ruler nowadays is Pluto, but there is a lot of challenging, fighting energy there, and it is actually an inner battle for us all, because the battle that's going to happen during this month, during this period, is an 11 month, so one facing the other one, the two wheels facing each other, is the battle between our little mind and the higher mind. And it is very interesting, the soul mind. Very interesting that at the time of this new moon, we're going to have Mercury, the planet associated to the lower mind, opposite Uranus, which is the planet associated to the higher mind. So opposite each other, they're really creating a lot of tension for a big shift, because Uranus is still retrograde. Is going to be retrograde for a little bit, but the degree, the Sabian symbol, associated to Uranus at this point in time is faith in cyclic renewal, and the energy of Mercury is really related to new land slowly rising from the waters, so from the ocean. So a very slow process. We're going to go through a very slow process, but because it's very slow, it's going to be extremely stable and extremely strong, because has to establish, new and strong foundation for the new to come. Mercury is also triggered by, is also creating a 90 degrees, so it's squaring actually, Pluto, Jupiter and Pallas Athena in Capricorn. And there is a very interesting event happening here, because Pluto, Pallas Athena and then Jupiter are more or less, they are conjunct to each other, and they are between 22 and 23 degrees, which is 23 is about ending, is also the ending of the old, is taking the responsibility of our true life, the life that we really feel it comes from our inner essence. There are a lot of planets at the time of this lunation at 23 degrees. We have Jupiter and Pallas Athena. We have the Sun and the Moon at 23 degrees. And we also have Aries, the spiritual warrior. So 23 is a very, very strong energy, intense energy of ups and downs. So we're going to experience ups and downs, emotional ups and downs, but we are also going, and we're going to be very sensitive to that movement, inner movement of consciousness that we are asked to experience. Because, as I said, Scorpio is an inner fight, and then Jupiter and Pluto talk about going deep within, within. Pluto is the god of the underworld, and then Jupiter is the god of the light, so bringing a lot of light. And Pallas Athena, also the daughter of Jupiter, has the purpose, is the goddess of wisdom, so she has the purpose of illuminating the mind, in the sense of bringing wisdom to our little mind. And then Jupiter really, Pluto, to go down, help us go deep down in the underworld, in our subconscious mind, in order to see what Scorpio is all about, what all the hidden desire, all the hidden voices, the scorpionic voices that the purpose of creating, triggering doubt and then self-doubt and fear in our inner intellectual mind. This Scorpio is truly associated to the labors of Hercules, to the killing of Lernaean Hydra, which is really the Hydra that lives in the waters, in the subconscious mind, in our emotional body. And it is really something that comes out, like is really a monster, so comes out when it's really unexpected. And Hercules fights with that monster, so we fight with our intellectual mind, because that mind is the aim is to prevent us from following our heart. Jupiter is really about joining together the mind and the heart, and then Pallas Athena is illuminating the lower mind. So because they're all asked to ask us to commit to who we truly are from a soul point of view. We can see Jupiter is at 23 degrees 15 minutes, and 15 is a doubt. 15 is also, in most of the majority of the world, the day of the lunation, because the lunation is going to happen in Europe on the 15th. In the eastern part of the world, it's going to happen on the 14th at Europe, here Italy, at 6 a.m., more or less 6 a.m. in the morning. So it's a doubt, because 15 is the number that is also called angel devil. In the tarot, esoteric tarot cards, is the devil, the mind, the tarot cards is to devil, which is about alchemical process. And then in the alchemical process of the devil, we see the Latin affirmation, quote, solve et coagula, which means dissolve and coagulate, which is really about dissolving the old to create something completely new. And energy dissolves, you know, the material world dissolves, is dissolved by the energy of the universe. It's not when the time has come to create something, reorganize, rearrange, recreate something new. In the esoteric teaching, 15 is associated to the story in the Bible of Job. He was very rich. He was very devoted to God, and the devil, who is the angel of God, told told God, you know, he loves you because he has everything. He would not love you so devotedly if you took everything away from him. So God gives the devil the faculty of doing everything to Job apart from killing him. So everything is taken away from him, everything, all his wealth, his children, everything. But he keeps going to the temple and praise his Lord, and then blessing him, celebrating him. And in the end, you know, because of his faith, God gives everything back to Job 3 times. So we are really asked to trust the process of letting the old go, and letting also go, not also the old life, the old way of being, but also who we were, who we thought we were, who we have been up until now. And then we are facing ourselves, we are in front of ourselves at this time of the year, because, you know, the month is 11, is 2 wheels, as I said before. And 15 the day, and 11 is the month, is 26, which is talking about 26 in the Hebrew letter, in the Hebrew system, in the Hebrew alphabet, is a number that is the gematria of the word God, Yahweh. And God in English, if we consider the word O, the vowel O as 15, is 26 as well. So, and 26 is also the numerological value of the Greek word agape, which means love. Love your higher self beyond yourself. Love spirit beyond yourself. So it's really a time where we need to look at whether is what is on the outside, the outer world, more important than what is within us. So do you truly love? Who do you really are? So, and 15 is a 6, which is also the tarot card of the lovers. 6 is about love, is about devotion. What are you devoted to? The outer or the inner? And the total addition of the day of this lunation, if you consider 15, is 30. And 30 is uplift the self. Uplift yourself is the Hebrew letter Lamed, which is connection, contemplating the heart, the connection between the mind and the heart. And 3 in numerology is about beingness, letting go the control of the little mind. 3 is the mental, the lower mind. 30 is dedicate yourself to a certain task, which is focusing on our spiritual life, our inner life. So because it's 30 is really about, is the end of a cycle, and we're moving into something new is going to begin soon. So this lunation is telling us that everything, as I mentioned before, Yahweh in the Kabbalistic system is associated to the 4 elements, the four worlds. Each letter is the 4 related to a world in the Kabbalistic system, the 4 worlds, the 4 elements, and all our being is going to go through a big, huge shift. Besides that, I would like also to tell you, in the new year, I'm going to start an online course on Kabbalah and then the Tarot weekly in English. So I'm going to teach different courses in English starting from the new year. So should you be interested, please look at our website in the section calendar. It opens up in Italian language, but there is the English language option. It's a time of change, is a time of endings, is a time of renew, but also is a time of a new dawn, a new cycle of life. And then there is a T square in our astrological chart of the new moon between Venus and Mars, which today, 13th of November, goes direct, and then Pluto, Jupiter and Pallas Athena. And it's really talking about a shifting consciousness, and is asking us to open our mind to an holistic approach in life, because we have to stop looking at ourselves as separate from what is on in the outer world, because the quantum physics says that's not true. We are not separate, but we are one, and our brain is a projector. So by reconnecting to our inner life, the potential hidden within, we can change and answer to this life renewal, which is 2020 is asking of us. We have the possibility of a new foundation because Pluto is 2254 degrees, so new foundation to who I am. 54 is about who am I, but new foundation, the divine self. And then we need to commit to that spiritual aspect of ourselves. The moon and the sun, when we have a new moon, the moon and the sun are at the same degree. They are at 23 degrees 18, and 23 is, as I said, ups and downs, is the ending of the old. You see also in the Aura-Soma system, 23, bottom 23 is love, and it's called love and light, but talks about an ending with the past, and then opening to something completely new. But it's more important than that is taking the responsibility for our true self. And then the 18 is about the finding self-authority, the destruction of the useless, the old way of thinking, the old way of behavior, the old way emotional body, and then find not doing what others ask us to do, but listen to our inner voice. Juno, which is the asteroid Juno, which is conjunct at 18 degrees 45 minutes, the sun and the moon at 23 degrees, is asking us to tune to the inner voice, because our heart, is really looking for new experience. We want something new. We really need to open ourselves to that new, and we need to uplift our consciousness towards rise in consciousness by taking the responsibility of our own life, which is exactly the degree of Pluto. So Pluto is asking us to take our power back. As we do that, we're going to have a lot of abundance, a lot of energy, okay? We need to move into a big shift. There is a lot of movement, but only if we take that responsibility, we are going to rise in consciousness, but also have a stable inner stability, the inner stability we are looking for. So we may have a lot of emotional outbursts, because Scorpio is associated to the bladder meridian, and the bladder meridian is a yang meridian, partner of the yin kidney meridian, and they associated to the Chinese element of water. The bladder meridian is related to the autonomous nervous system, which really regulates our flight or fight response and all the body functions. So it could trigger within us, because our body may not be, this meridian may not be balanced within us, a state of apprehension, fear of something, worse going to come, because the bladder meridian runs down the back, and then it reaches our foot, goes down to the foot, from the eye down to the foot, down the back. And on our back, we have a lot of old wounds. And then, when the bladder meridian doesn't work properly, we may experience high blood pressure, heart disease, and panic attack, and low libido. It takes a lot of our courage, our confidence, our enthusiasm away from us. And it triggers, our need to control, resentment, anger, fear, and on a practical level, it's going to make us feel, maybe experience as a lack of decision, a being feeling suspicion, our really emotional up and downs. You know, we may feel our morale may go really down. And then here is really here Scorpio is asking us, do you really have the courage of the warrior? Do you really have the courage to carry on, to be who you truly are? Carry on, not about the old, but to surrender to the new and carry on to the new. So it's a big transformation. And you know, in the Vedic tradition, this new moon is happening in a area of the sky, which is the area of the star Vishakhi, which is the star of purpose. And also this new moon celebrates the victory of the light over the darkness, or the knowledge over ignorance, the ignorance of the lower mind, which doesn't know our true purpose, and the victory of hope over despair. So the Sabian symbol of the moon is really the challenge to transformation, is the upper chamber experience. So we need to let go. Scorpio is about the Garden of Gethsemane experience, so letting go the old, or the Sabian symbol, the upper chamber experience. So in a way is the same concept. So we need to allow these doubts, you know, allow this fear to come out. Look at them, but don't be influenced by them. Keep trusting your inner heart. Keep trusting what you feel, your inner guidance, so that, because that inner guidance can really take you towards the new that is coming, the new moving. I would actually like to end our broadcast with a quote from Rumi, you know, the poet Sufi Jalaluddin Rumi. And Rumi says, die in this love, you know, the love that is coming, you know, in this energy. This is, we may not look at that, we may not see that at this point, but we are actually, the life is taking us to the new, towards the new time, into the new time. So if you die in this love, your soul will be renewed. Die, don't fear the death of that which is known. If you die to the temporal, you will become timeless. So big time, big transformation, but it is really a big opportunity for us all. We need to take that, and Scorpio is really about healing, moving to allowing that healing, you know. What is poisonous is also an energy that can heal us. And then this lunation is leading us towards that new time that is going to happen, you know, officially start at the time of the winter solstice, and which is also the day of the beginning of the Aquarian age. Should you want to have a look at our school courses, or would you like any information about consultation, you can contact our office, school office, at all the information are below here, and at secretary@internationalinitiationschool.com. We have Clara now. She can really take care of your request, because she speaks 4 languages, so English, Spanish, Portuguese and Russian. Should you be interested in knowing more about the esoteric studies, please contact, and we are really planning new courses in English in the new year. So because I'm not traveling anymore, so online classes will be very the new plan for the new year. So thank you very much for being here and listening, and wishing you a fantastic new moon in Scorpio. Bye bye.